Well, good evening, everybody. Thank you for joining us. If you are here, let me see your comments. If you are here, kindly let me see your comments. Good evening. You are welcome. You are welcome. You are welcome. You are welcome. The last time we were here was April. We are back again. I think I should get a consistency badge. You understand? Because I've done four months now. If you are here, just drop in the comments, drop in the chat box. Let me know that you are with us. Drop your name and where you are joining us from. Your name and where you are joining us from. Drop it in the chat box. Drop it in the chat box. Your name, where are you joining us from? Today it's another day. It is another day. You are welcome. You are welcome. Drop your name in the chat box and where you are joining us from. Well, my name, as you know, as it is showing on your screen, Elizabeth Akinfenwa, that's my name. I would want to know where you are joining us from. Drop it in the chat box. Are you new here? Have you attended any of our live session before, or this is your first time? Abimbola Oluwaferomi from Lagos, Nigeria. Thank you very much for joining. Thank you for joining. I really appreciate. Thank you. Today it's another, we are talking about something that is important. I mean, every topic is important, but today is, I have received so many messages on this topic. How do I overcome fear of speaking? How do I overcome fear of speaking? How do I overcome fear of speaking? How do I sound confident? And today we are talking about that. We are talking about that. It is my first time here. Thank you very much for joining us for the very first time. Abimbola, we really appreciate you. Thank you. And within the few minutes we are going to use, I hope you are going to get value for your time. Value for your time. Thank you. And today's topic, as is on our flyer, is how to sound confident and articulate in public. How to sound confident and articulate in public. Many of us have experienced fear before. Let me know if you are just joining, because I can see the view here that I think we have another person on the call. Please, if you are just joining us, kindly introduce yourself in the chat box. Tell us your name and where you are joining us from, and tell us whether it's your first time or you've attended a live session or any of our live session before. Thank you. Okay, so it is important for us to put that adverbial phrase in public, because most times that is one of the major challenge of some people. That's one of the major challenge of some people. One of their major challenges, speaking in public. Ibikunle Mesimoyoluwa, thank you very much for joining the call. Thank you for joining us from Oyo and joining for the first time. Thank you. Thank you for joining. Now, many people, they face fear They don't really have that fear when they are speaking to their friend, or maybe when they are speaking to their partner. One person, they are good, they can talk. That's why some people, you will see them talking fervently with vigor with their friends, but let them stand in front of 5 people or 6 people or 10 new people, it will be as if ground should open up and swallow them. That's when the fear, the intense fear, will come. And it's very relatable. A lot of people, as a matter of fact, there was a man called Jerry Seinfeld rather. He once joked that there are some people that they would prefer to be in the casket than being the one giving a eulogy, an eulogy at what, at a funeral. There are some people like that, that they just find it difficult to come up on the stage and to say something. They will face that intense fear. And there was a poll that was done in, like a statistics, a poll that was done in 2013, and it was said that glossophobia, which is the term for fear of public speaking, it was named as the second largest fear. The fear of public speaking was named as the second largest fear. Can you imagine? That means more than half of the whole population of the world struggle with public speaking. So it's a common phenomenon. If you feel intense fear anytime you want to speak in public, know that what, you are not alone. Yes, you are not alone. You are not alone. There are a lot of people that are the same. And this fear of public speaking, also known as stage fright, it can materialize itself in different form. And so I want this to be very interactive. Have you ever experienced stage fright before? Have you ever experienced that intense fear anytime you find yourself speaking in public? Can you tell us how you experience it, or in other words, can you tell us how stage fright materializes itself in your own situation? Because there are a lot of ways. For some people, their voice will start shaking on the stage. For some people, their palm will start becoming sweaty. For some people, even the whole of their body can start shaking. The whole of their body can start shaking. That is what? That is them experiencing the stage fright that we are talking about. So I want to know, how have you ever experienced stage fright before? How was it? What happened that day? You can drop it in the chat box. I will read it out. What happened? Did you forget your line? Because there are some people like that, they just forget their line. They forget what they wanted to say. So the fear of public speaking, it can materialize itself in different form. Now, but one thing you need to understand is this: the very first thing that you should have at the back of your mind, if you want to speak confidently and eloquently, if you want to sound articulate and confident, you need to understand that good communication is about building connections. Yes, let me repeat that. Good communication is about building connection. You are not there to you are not there to impress your audience. No, you are there to impact. In fact, there was a time I made a post and I said, the stage is not a place to impress, the stage is a place to impact. So many people, the reason why, one of the reasons, I won't say that's the only reason, but one of the reasons why many people face this intense fear is that you are too focused on yourself while you are on the stage. Yes, you are too focused, and that's why I want you to note that line. Good communication is about building connection. It's not about perfection. It's not that you want to impress your audience. No. That is why when you are so free, when you know that it is about your audience, you will tend to do what? You will tend to focus less on yourself and focus more on your audience, and a way to what? To help them get value from your speech. Very, very important. You need to what? You need to understand that. Now, if you look at our topic, you will know that we have two key words in that topic: confidence and articulation. Or in the topic itself, it says how to sound confident and articulate in public. Yes. And it is very important for us to break down these two key words to define it. Because the idea is this: there are some people that are confident but not articulate. Articulation means being able to express your thought clearly, correctly, and understandably. You are able to express your thought. As I am speaking, your audience are getting what you are saying. You can speak clearly, not that you want to say something you could have said in 3 words. You are saying it in 10 words. A voice note you could have recorded in less than a minute, you are using 2 minutes 30 seconds to record it. Why? Because you are struggling to articulate your thoughts. You know what you want to say, but how to put those words together is struggle. That means you have articulation problem. Articulation problem. So articulation is being able to express your thought clearly, correctly, and understandably. Why confidence in speaking? What do we mean by confidence in speaking? It means you are able to speak with clarity, composure, and assurance even when you feel nervous. It's important for me to put that clause because yes, confidence is not the absence of fear. I always say this. You would have seen it in my, if you follow me on social media, I've made posts on this expression a lot of times, that confidence is not the absence of fear. Confidence is speaking despite the fear, because the fear is going to come. You are going to feel nervous. That's why I define confidence in speaking as the ability to speak with clarity, composure, and assurance, even when you feel nervous. So you are going to feel that nervousness. You are going to feel those butterflies in your stomach. But what will make you a confident speaker is that you will speak regardless of those fear. You will speak regardless of those fear. It is very, very important. So confidence is not the absence of fear. I will repeat. Confidence is not the absence of fear. And in fact, if you are on this call, I want you to put that line in the chat box. I want you to put that line in the chat box. Please write, confidence is not the absence of fear. Confidence is speaking despite the fear. Put it in the chat box. Confidence is not the absence of fear. Confidence is not the absence of fear. Confidence is speaking despite the fear. Confidence is not the absence of fear. Confidence is not the absence of fear. Confidence is speaking despite that fear. Because the fear is going to come. You are going to feel that nervousness. But what will make you a confident speaker is that you speak regardless of the fear. It's very, very important. Now, why do people struggle to speak confidently? I'm going to tell us 5 reasons why people. Thank you very much, Ibikunle Mercy. Confidence is not the absence of fear. Confidence is speaking despite the fear. And if you do not take anything from this class, from this session today, at least I want you to take that from the session. If you are just joining us, you are welcome. You are welcome. If you do not take anything, if you do not take anything away from this session today, I want you to take that line and keep it and master it and keep telling yourself, confidence is not the absence of fear. Confidence is speaking despite the fear. Confidence is not the absence of fear. Confidence is speaking despite the fear. That's what it is. So when you have that mindset and you find yourself in situation where you are supposed to speak and the nervousness starts, in fact, if you say that to yourself 5 times before you climb the stage, it will calm yourself down. It will, what that expression will do is to validate your feeling. It will make you aware that whatever you are feeling at that point is normal, because many people think they shouldn't feel fear at all whenever they want to speak. It's rare for you not to. In fact, people who are professional public speakers, they still feel that nervousness. But the difference is that most times when they climb on that stage, it disappears, and it is through what? Through training. It's very, very important. So, like I said, we have 5 reasons. I put in 5 reasons why people struggle to speak confidently. 5 reasons why people struggle to speak confidently. The first one is lack of structure. They think while they are speaking. And I also put this in my book because I have a book on impromptu speaking, which is one of the biggest challenges that many people face in public speaking. Many people are experts at prepared speech, but when it comes to them speaking unprepared, they face that struggle. They struggle. So, and one of the reasons why many people struggle to speak confidently is that they lack structure. They don't know how to arrange their thoughts. A lot of thinking, a lot of points are coming to their mind at the same time when they are opening their mouth, and so they struggle. So instead of them to speak with a word, with a structure. And number 2 reason, they fear judgment. If I ask you now, what is one of the major reasons why you struggle to speak in public? Thank you very much for adding your thoughts. Confidence is not the absence of fear. Confidence is speaking despite the fear. Let me ask you, what is that major reason why you what is the major reason why you struggle to speak in public? If you are somebody that struggles to speak in public, why? Why? What comes to your mind? Anytime, oh goodness. So sorry. There has been light since morning. I don't know why this like this got. Now, anytime you speak in public, please give me a minute. Apologies. I'm so sorry. Didn't expect that they would take that light. Okay, so many people, if you ask them, they have different reasons why they fear speaking in public. Some is maybe fear of judgment. That's what I wanted to talk about. Fear of judgment. And what that is talking about is that many people, when they find themselves in situation where they are supposed to speak, they start to fear. Let me just, okay, I think it's better this way. Apologies, I will have to turn off my video because it's not really bright. but I believe you can still hear me. You can still hear me. So let me just use the audio. Hello, hope I'm still audible. Now, fear of judgment. Many people, they fear judgment. They start telling themselves, what if I talk now and people start laughing at me? What if I talk now and people start laughing and people start making fun of me? So they fear judgment. That is why some people, they do what? They do not speak at all. That's why they lack the confidence. And number three is poor vocabulary confidence, even grammar confidence. Many people believe that their grammar is not solid. They believe that their vocabulary is not strong, and so they struggle to speak. They struggle to what? To speak. That's one of the reasons they struggle to speak, because they lack confidence in their spoken English and in their expression. That is it. So it's very, very what? Those are one of the reasons. Thank you very much for the feedback. Thank you for the feedback. Now, another reason is overthinking pronunciation and grammar. I need to stress this because most times when I work with private clients, right, and we start our session, especially the first session, they'll start telling me, okay, I struggle with my spoken English, my grammar is bad, I don't know how to use right expression. But most times I discover that none of these are really their major problem. Most times their grammar is average. Most times their use of vocabulary is still okay to an extent. It's not as poor as they communicate it to be. So that is why one of the reasons for struggling to speak confidently may not necessarily be poor vocabulary, but most times is overthinking pronunciation and grammar. Many of these people, they overthink their grammar, they overthink their vocabulary, they think they are not good enough, they think they need to master some grammar points, they think they have to cram dictionary or for them to what? For them to speak. Overthinking. That's one of the reasons why many people what? Many people struggle to speak confidently. And the last reason I will talk about is lack of practice. And this is one of the things I do majorly with my private clients, which is practice. I will tell you the right way to practice, because when people hear practice, practice, practice your speech, practice how to speak, they think practice is just cramming their speech, cramming what they are going to say word for word. Unfortunately, many people do that, and they discover that they do not still speak very well anytime they what? Anytime they find themselves in a situation where they are supposed to speak. So any of these reasons may be why you struggle to speak confidently. Identify what is the major reason, or what are the reasons I struggle. Is it that you want to be perfect on the stage? Is it because of your overthinking of your grammar? Is it because you do not practice? Practice is very, very important. You have to make sure that you practice. Now, let's look at the foundation of articulate speaking. Remember, we talked about articulation is when you do what? When you are able to express your thought clearly, correctly, and understandably. Someone should not listen to your voice note and struggle to make up what you are saying. The first thing is think in structure, not words. Think in structure and not words. Okay, you want to send voice note to somebody and you want to tell the person about how you were unable to come to church on Sunday, and because you went for a family function that was very important, and also that you will be in church the following Sunday. Don't think about the word, think more about the structure. Okay, when I open this voice note, what do I want to say first? I'm going to greet the person. So I'm going to then, okay, the other part, I'm going to acknowledge that I don't know whether you noticed that I did not come on Sunday. Okay, I'm going to acknowledge that. I am going to apologize. I'm going to give reasons, and I'm going to promise that nothing like that will happen again. Or I'm going to tell them that, okay, if peradventure I will miss service or meeting the anytime, I'll be telling them before that time. So think in structure, have structure. Even if it's not voice notes, anytime you have opportunity to stand and speak and talk, make sure that you do what you think in structure. And I have a simple structure that I can teach you: point, explanation, example, conclusion. And you can even use this if you find yourself in situation where you are supposed to speak impromptu. What is the point that you want to talk about? Explain that point. Give an example and conclude. I put an example here. Let's say I want to talk about confidence. Confidence is important in speaking. That's the point. It happens, it helps you express yourself clearly. That's explanation. In interviews, meetings, presentations, example, then conclusion. So you must practice speaking daily. So just make sure that anytime you want to open your mouth to talk, that's what can help your articulation. It can help your articulation a lot. And then another thing that I can also give you a practical tip is that, and I saw that on somebody's post on Facebook, and it really makes sense. See, right from now, if you struggle to speak articulately and confidently, maybe you ramble a lot, right? You ramble, most time you don't even know how to construct your sentences in public. Start from voice notes. So anytime you want to send a message to somebody, switch to voice note instead. Switch to voice note instead. First, many people, they don't like sending voice notes. They will say they don't like the sound of your voice. But if you want to improve your speaking, start recording voice note constantly. Yes, start recording voice note. And most time, oh, thank you very much for dropping that in the chat box. Ibikunle Mercy, I really appreciate it. It means a lot. Thank you. So try start sending voice notes instead of typing. Force yourself. It may not be easy at first. You may feel somehow at first, but try to what? To do that. It's very, very important. The number two ways, I've talked about one, think in structure. Thank you. Think in structure, not words. Number two, slow down to sound smarter. Slow down to sound smarter. I recorded a video. I'm going to post it either today or tomorrow. And I put two videos of myself. I was trying to do a comparison, but to make a point. In fact, when I was editing that video, I was so happy because it's a vulnerable point, but I am happy that I will be able to use those videos as what? As reference. So, and what's in the video was me comparing when I represented my platoon in a debate competition in 2021 to a speech I recently gave in my Toastmasters club in 2026. One, I was talking so fast, very fast. In fact, I can't even make myself to listen to that video again. Although I won that competition, but watching the video again, I felt somehow. So, because I was speaking way too fast. So, my point is that if you want to sound smarter, if you want to sound more articulate and confident, make sure you slow down. Yes, you do not have to rush your words. Fast speaking, and the challenge is many people think speaking fast is equivalent to fluency in speaking. Fast speaking is not equal to fluent speaking. No, don't let anybody deceive you. And then when we used to do debate, I could hear as I was watching the part of that video that at a point, despite the fact that I was speaking, some people were scared. Although in the video, aside the speaking too fast, I was making cogent points. But for some people, the way I was speaking fast was what made them to be impressed. But I now, watching the video, I was not impressed. I was maybe impressed then when I did it, but right now I was like, what are you doing? Why are you speaking so fast? You don't have to speak that fast. Nobody is rushing you. Take your time. I wished I could go back to that. I know the confidence and composure, the calmness I would have used to make that delivery if I were to do it again. But that's the part. You just have to learn. That's You have to learn. Continuous improvement and learning is important in any journey that you want to go on. So the second point, like I said, is that slow down to sound smarter. So make sure you practice your pauses, practice your breathing, practice intentional pace. Many people don't know that pauses are important in speaking. They just think that, let's say you want to speak for 5 minutes or for 20 minutes or for 30 minutes, you should what? You should open your mouth and talk all through. No, you have to factor the pausing time. You have to factor the time you are going to pause. If you say something punchy, you say a quote, factor the seconds you are going to calm down and let that quote resonate. Let the people sink it. Let the people assimilate what you just said. Many times too, when some people are talking and maybe they make a funny remark and their audience start to laugh, some people don't give the audience time to laugh. They just continue. No, acknowledge that your audience what they are laughing at that point. So slow down to sound smarter. That's our point number 2. Practice powerful pauses. And talking more about the pauses, right? Many people struggle with what we call filler words. Yes, it is another name for speech disfluencies. Anytime I see people do that, I really I struggle to follow through, because there are some people that if they are going to speak for 5 minutes or 2 minutes, if you calculate the amount of time they used to say um it will be more than 1 minute out of 3 minutes or out of 5 minutes, which shouldn't be. In fact, I have now noticed, I notice a lot when people are talking these days. I'm always eager to catch your arms and your ends. There are some people, I remember I was in a meeting, in a class, and we were given opportunity to contribute. I saw that when some people were contributing to what? When some people were contributing, right? The first thing, just okay, you unmute and talk. The very first thing they will say, good day everyone, good day, and you'd say that it will do what? It's there's something that this does to your speech, especially people that can really identify it, or maybe that are conscious of it. I myself now, I am so conscious of it. I'm not saying that I'm still learning, which I know that it's really improving, although I used to say it a lot. But is that one thing I have really noticed is that you need to pause. That's the point I'm making. You need to pause. Pause is very, very important. Intentional pausing. Because one thing is that you will notice that majorly is because at that point you really do not know what to say. You just wanted to say something. You want to say something by fire, by force. And instead of you to just struggle to say something at that point, you can just pause. You can just what? Just hold it. You will see that you will not be able to what? To say that and So slow down to sound smarter. Intentional pace is also there. Intentional pace. I think I give my private client, there is a measure that you can use to check whether you speak too fast and you speak too slow. There is certain number of words you can use. If you record voice note and you say the number of words in less than a minute, that means you are too slow. That means you are too fast. And if you say it in more than 1 minute, if you record that certain number of words and you see that it's more than 1 minute, that means you speak too slow. So pacing is very important. You do not have to speak too fast, and you still do not have to speak too slow. Number three, simplicity is power. Yes, that's number three of how to sound articulate, the foundation of articulate speaking. Simplicity is power. Many people, right, they think they have to speak big vocabulary, big grammar. They have to, that's why many people they want to sound like walking dictionary. You don't have to. As a matter of fact, if you are speaking and your audience has to go and check the dictionary for what you are saying, you are not communicating. Because communication, even if you remember what we did, I think in secondary school, communication channel, it says we have a message. The message, the channel, it gets to the sender, and then the sender receives it. I mean, it gets to the excuse me, to the receiver, and after the receiver, we have the feedback. So that means the person that will determine whether your communication is successful is your receiver. So if you speak and they do not understand, they have to go and check the dictionary. That means you are not communicating. You are not communicating. So you do not need big grammar to sound intelligent. You do not need big vocabulary. No, no. You have to make sure that you embrace simplicity. Embrace simplicity. Simplicity is very, very what? Important. Number four of sounding articulate. Use connecting words. Yes, connecting words. Another name for connecting words is transitions. And in my book on impromptu speaking, a chapter, I put a chapter, I dedicate a chapter on transitions. Transitions are those words you can use to connect your thoughts. Transition do not just help you as the speaker, it help your audience to also assimilate what you are saying. Connectors like firstly, secondly, in addition, however, for example, therefore, in conclusion, they are very important. Let's say you want to talk about verbs. Verbs. Firstly, let's define verbs. Verbs are action words. For instance, or for example, you can see after you've even said verbs are action words or doing words. In addition to that, a verb can also describe the state of a being, like is, was, were. So you can see how, first of all, a verb is an action word or a doing word, like sing, dance, eat. In addition to that, a verb can also describe the state of a being, like is, was, were. So, connection. So, when you are then done, you can now say, in conclusion. Very, very important. It's very, very, very what? Very, very important. So, use connecting words. That alone can improve your what? Your articulation. Thank you for the summary. How to be articulate. Think in structure, not in words. Slow down to sound smarter. Sure. Simplicity is power. That's number three. And number four is use connecting words. Use connecting words. It's very, very important. Use connecting words. Use connecting words. So that is use connecting words. Sorry. Then number five, think before you speak. That's the fifth way rather. Think before you speak. And that is where I will go back to pause again. Pause again. In my book on impromptu speaking, the book is titled Think Fast, Speak Smart. And that fast, F-A-S-T, is the model. F, what does F mean? A, S, T. And if you are able to master that model, you will be able to speak impromptu confidently. Now, think, many people, when they find themselves on the stage, whether impromptu or prepared, they speak immediately. Don't. If you do that, if you used to do that, correct that. Don't speak immediately when you get to the stage. Don't think, pause. You think your audience be, will be, maybe you are thinking, "Ah, what if my audience are impatient?" No. If you are on the stage, you are the director. You are the director of the drama, whatever thing you want to do on that stage. So take your time. Take your time. So pause, think, then speak. Don't speak immediately. As you are pausing, within that 5 seconds, you are using that to gather your thoughts, which is important. So when you think before you speak, it will reduce your stammering, it will reduce your confusion, it will reduce your anxiety, it will reduce you repeating yourself. Yes, it will reduce it. So it is very, very what? Very, very important. So I've mentioned 5 foundation of articulate speaking. To recap, I said think in structure, not words. Number 2, slow down to sound smarter. Number 3, simplicity is power. Number 4, use connecting words. And number 5, think before you speak. Then let's go to, because I we have less than 20 minutes. I don't want us to use too much time. It's an hour session. Building confidence in public speaking. So how do you now build confidence? We've talked about the articulation. So how do you build confidence in public speaking? 1, start small. Many people struggle to speak in public, yet they want to start from preaching in church in front of 1,000 people or 100 people or 200 people. Start small. Don't envy people. Don't say, when will I also start facing 500 people? You do not have to start from there. Start from speaking in small groups. Start from answering questions. It's part of it. If you get to church, can somebody give us opening prayer? Start from there. Start from reading aloud. Yes, it may even be on your own. You are just sitting, you want to read. Instead of reading that inside, read it aloud. Be comfortable with hearing the voice, the sound of your voice. Be comfortable. Start from recording yourself. I'm giving you practical ways. Speak in small groups. Sunday school, contribute. Cell meeting, contribute. Opening prayer, say it. Answer questions. Read aloud and record yourself. And number 2, prepare your mind before speaking. Prepare your mind before speaking. Prepare your mind before speaking. Very, very important. Before you even talk at all, that seconds that I said use it to think. These are the things you should be thinking. What is my main message? Who am I speaking to? What do I want them to remember? If you have a topic, just think, what is a particular example or story I can use to buttress this point? Very, very important. Then number 3, stop seeking perfection. I've told you, the stage is not the place to impress. The stage is a place to impact. You are on that stage because you want to pass your message across to your listeners. You are not on that stage to impress your audience. You are not on that stage to feel, okay, I am here. No. So don't seek perfection. Remember where I started from? I gave you an expression when I started. I said, good communication is about building connections. So you are not there to seek perfection. You are there to connect. Let's say, for example, you have a vision to train teenagers about sexual purity. So your focus should be on the message you want to pass across to those teenagers. Your focus should be, after my lecture, I want some of these teenagers to come to me and say, ma'am, thank you. Ma'am, we got value. So your focus should not be, I want to be perfect. No. Your goal is not to sound perfect. Your goal is to be understood. Your goal is to impact your what? Your audience. Because I want you to also remember this: your message is more important than your fear. Your message is more important than your fear. So stop seeking perfection. No, don't seek perfection, seek connection. Yes, don't seek perfection, seek connection. Be ready to connect with your audience. Be ready to connect with your audience. Very, very important. Okay, the next one is replace fear with focus. Replace fear with focus. Don't say, I hope I don't make mistakes. Because if you have that mindset, even when you make mistakes, you are going to berate yourself. And the thing about speaking is that when you make mistakes, you learn from your mistakes. You learn from your mistakes. So don't say, I hope I don't make mistakes. Say, what value am I giving this audience? These young ones in front of me, these elderly people that want to learn about diabetes, these people that want to learn about saving and investment. Be more conscious of the message you want to pass. Be more conscious of the value you want to pass across to these people. So replace your fear with focus, and your focus should be on the value you want to add to your audience. And number 5, use your voice with intention. Use your voice with intention. Very, very important. Use your voice with intention. Be intentional about your voice. Be intentional about your message. And another thing is, because a whole lot of things make up a good speaker: your message, your voice, your tone, the way you emphasize keywords, the way you avoid monotone speaking. These are the things that can make you sound confident. So, as I get to the end of my speech, I want you to remember this: you are not speaking to impress people. You are not speaking to impress people. You are speaking to transfer understanding. You are speaking to transfer knowledge. You are speaking to transfer value. And that is what you should focus on. That should be your focus, and not that you want to impress your audience. And so, what are the practical things I want you to take out from this session? I've said one before. After today, start sending more of voice notes than chat or text. If you want to send something to even your sister or your mother or anybody, send voice notes. And one thing is that listen to that voice note again and look at, okay, how could I have said this better? How could I have better rephrased what I was saying? So it's very important. So you are not speaking to impress people, you are speaking to transfer understanding. So also remember that clarity beats complexity. Clarity beats complexity. Always aim for clarity. Always aim for simplicity. Confidence is built, not discovered. And the more you speak, the more confident you become. That's what many people don't know. Many people want to attain confidence before they speak. But let me tell you that you will have to speak first before you move into that word, into that confidence. And the more you speak, the more confident you become. Good speakers are not born, they are trained. Yes, because confidence is not a gift. Confidence is a skill. And if something is a skill, that means you can learn it, that means you can develop it, that means you can improve on it. But if something is a gift, that means people that don't have it from heaven, they do not have the opportunity. But no, confidence in speaking is not like that. Many people who are confident speakers today, who are articulate, fluent, eloquent speakers today, they improve, they grow. Talk about Barack Obama. Go and read about him. He used to be a shy person, but look at him today. So Confidence is not a skill, I mean, it's not a gift, it is a skill. So, and I'm going to end with this. Your voice is not too small. Your ideas are not too simple. And your accent, your grammar, your vocabulary is not a limitation. Don't let any of these things limit you. Find your voice, own the room, start speaking, believe in the message that God has put inside of you. Whether you have message to pass across to teenagers, whether you have message to pass across to retirees, whether you have message to pass across to women, start speaking up. Many people have the vision, the goal to start creating content on one subject or the other, but because they lack that confidence, they don't work on the fear, on that vision. But I want you to know that your voice is not small, your ideas are not too simple, and your accent is not your limitation. What you need is clarity, what you need is structure, and what you need is practice. So I want you to speak. Start speaking, even if your voice what? Even if your voice shakes. Start speaking. Thank you very much for that contribution, Ibikule Mercy. Confidence is built, not discovered. Yes, the more you speak, the more confident you become. Confidence is not a skill, it is a gift. If you do not take anything away from that, from today's session, I want you to take this away. Confidence is not a gift, confidence is a skill. Thank you very much. So if you have any contribution, you can drop it on the chat. Do I have you on my WhatsApp? Ibikule Mercy 3725. Are we connected on WhatsApp? Thank you. You can drop your question in the chat box. We have about 9 minutes. We have about 9 minutes. Drop your question, drop your contribution. What have you gained in today's service? What have you gained in today's, that's a service, in today's session? I think I heard I said service. Thank you much so much, ma, for this session. I really gained value. Thank you for the feedback. Thank you for the feedback. What are the things you will start doing differently now? What would you start doing differently in order to gain? Yes, I think I said service. Don't mind me. We are not in church. I wanted to say session. What would you be doing differently now? What would you be doing differently? What would you be doing differently? Yes, you can. You can. That's why I'm asking. Are we connected on WhatsApp? Do you have my WhatsApp number? Let me know. If not, I can drop my WhatsApp number. Do you have my WhatsApp number? You can send me a message on WhatsApp. I will send the link where you can buy the book. It's a soft copy, but an engaging one. It's a work with something that you will be able to finish. Do you have any question? Please let me know. Do you have my WhatsApp number, or I should drop my WhatsApp number here? By using voice note. Thank you. Yes, start practicing by using voice notes. Start practicing by using voice notes. Also start recording yourself. By you can start by recording a video. You can just pick a topic. Also, you can start by reading out your book aloud. That's another way you can start. That's another way you can start. Okay, in the absence of no question, thank you for joining. Actually, we were supposed to have a past participant come on the call today to give a speech, and we've agreed She has sent her topic and everything. Unfortunately, she bailed out on me at the dying minute. I've been trying to reach her since around 1 o'clock. Since around 1 o'clock. Yeah, they brought our light again when I'm done. So sorry that it's been my voice you've been listening to. It's the lights, but this is my face. Thank you very much for joining the call today. This brings us to the end of our May edition of our YouTube live session. One of the goals that I made this year is that even if I do not show up on YouTube at all, I will be coming here every month for this live session. And so far, we've been consistent for 5 months. Let's see what the remaining months of the year entail. Thank you very much. Yeah, I've dropped the number. I've dropped the number on the chat. Can you see it? 08039846885. That's my WhatsApp number. You can reach out to me on WhatsApp so that I can send you the link. Thank you very much. Ending the call now, ending the live stream now. The recording will be on the channel. You can also catch up on our previous 4 sessions. One of the sessions was our virtual book launch. I think we had that in March. You can catch up on it to learn one or two things. Thank you very much for joining. Thank you everybody that joined, and thanks to people that will be watching this live session even after today. Bye and see you next month.